Geeks with Beards. Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Geeks with Beards podcast. All my green-skinned friends of mine out there.
That's racist.
That's not.
Oh, it's specious. My bad.
It's not. Damn it. On today's episode, we have jumped back into Image Comics with a little bit of Mirage Comics, and we're going to be talking about 1993's Savage Dragon TMNT crossover. This is actually the first of at least two that I know of, and I don't own the second one, but I think I'm going to try to pick it up soon. But yeah, before we jump into that, man, what's been going on since our last episode?
See, the last one we did was what, Halloween?
It was, yeah. From hell.
Yeah. All right, so I went to a friend's house and we watched that Frankenstein movie, the new one.
Oh, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Guillermo del Toro did it?
Yeah.
Did it? Awesome.
Yeah. I won't spoil it where it's so new, but
yeah.
I enjoyed it.
I've read and heard a few people say it's really, really good.
Yeah, there was one part in there I kind of wish they would did something.
Okay.
But once it's a little been out for a while, once you watch it, then we'll talk about it.
Okay, cool, man.
But yeah, I highly recommend, and been taking a break from the band for a couple weeks, so been building up my VHS collection.
I seen that, yeah. Mr. Brown here's got him a VCR and a old school TV and got him some VHSs he's getting going on there.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Dude, like I said, I've got some VHSs somewhere, but I don't have nothing I can play them on. But, yeah, VHS is just, I don't know. I love how used to you to hear people say, oh, well, you know, eventually in time they'll disintegrate. I've got the original Transformers movie. Granted, it came out like in 90 on VHS. Last time I played it, it still played just fine. So it's like, I don't know if tapes do disintegrate over time, but
I guess
we take care of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors to go into.
Yeah, because I just found, like I told you before we started recording, I just found Steven Seagal's Out for Justice. And I pulled it out of the slipcase and I looked at it. I was like, this tape looks brand fucking new. Looks like it was bought, you know, just like it did when it was bought in 1991.
It just depends on how aggressive that VCR is and watches it.
That's very true, too. I agree, man. It's very true, too.
But yeah, I've been doing that and I played some Assassin's Creed and that's about it. What about you?
Yeah, not a whole lot, man. Let's see. I watched a movie on Tubi called Dead Sushi. It's a Japanese kind of comedy horror movie. It's on Tubi. It's like 2012. I heard on another podcast, friend of ours, Good Beer, Bad Movies, Pete, and they had the Bad Movies, Worst People guys on there. They're talking about it. It's okay. It's not too bad. It's basically zombie sushi. It starts flying around and attacking people and stuff. It's pretty decent. It's goofy, but it's pretty decent though.
Man, that's the list.
Yeah, it's on Tubi. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty fun.
Have you ever seen? We watched this too. It was a movie about a bong that was possessed. It has
is Tommy Chong in it?
Yes,
I know of it, but I've never seen it.
Apparently, there's a whole like.
It's almost a franchise.
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evil Bong or something
yes,
like that?
That's what it is, yeah.
I've heard people talk about it, but I've never watched them, though.
And there's a character in it that this movie's like is a side thing from, so.
Oh, God, who did those movies? Was it Empire or Full Moon maybe did those movies?
I don't know. It was terrible.
I don't remember. Yeah, I've heard a few of our podcast buddies talk about it before, but I've never watched them though.
There's like 7 of them. I'm like, holy shit, how'd they get 7?
I didn't know there was that many. That's crazy.
It is.
Yeah, besides that, not too much. Just random stuff on TV a little bit. Haven't read too many comics. I get some new ones as of today's recording. I'm supposed to get some new ones in today, so I'll share that on the Discord and our socials. Yeah, I guess that's about it, man, for us for the past couple of weeks. So we'll jump right into this.
Before you get started.
Yes.
So what's the reading order you're supposed to read these in?
Oh, Sorry, I didn't tell you, did I?
No.
Savage Dragon first, then the Turtles.
Okay, so for our
sorry.
listeners who can't see the cover of this, there's numbers like there would be on any comic.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And I start with number 1, because you'd figure. I'm like, man, something's happening. I thought maybe it just jumped in the story. And then I read number 2, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, sorry. I thought I told you. I apologize.
So if you go to listen to this.
Yeah, we'll make sure we clear that up this episode. My bad. So, yes, it's Savage Dragon, TMNT crossover. Part 1 takes place in the Savage Dragon ongoing series number 2, September of 1993. Of course, it was written, drawn, everything by Eric Larsen. And Part 2 takes place in the Mirage Publishing, and it just says crossover number 1 is all that it said on it. Also dated September of 93 by Eric Larsen and Michael Dooney. And Dooney, real quick, I told Sean before, I think he also worked on maybe the animated series a little bit. I think he wrote a decent amount of some of the comics too later on. But I think he worked a little bit on the animated series maybe, and I think he might have had something to do with maybe the toys, but I don't remember what it was. Like he might have had some insight on what they look like or something maybe. I'm not for sure. But I love his artwork. I think the Mirage one looks really good.
Yeah.
Not knocking Eric, but I think Dooney drew a little bit better than Eric did on this crossover, in my opinion. So we jump into it. And we open the Chicago PD with an introduction. A character called Dart. She's a tall, blonde drink of water. And she's coming into the police station. And what it is because Dragon's been called away. And apparently every time Dragon gets called away from Chicago, shit goes crazy. So, and they need they need another hero to fight the super freaks, that are in Chicago. And that's basically what they say. Like, who are you and why are you here? It's like, my name's Dart. Basically the captain, the police captain called me here to take Dragon's place because he got called away to New York City. And one of the other officers like, yeah, every time Dragon's gone, like just shit goes crazy. And sure enough, there's like this alarm goes off or this siren goes off, that some shits went down, but we don't know what. They run off. Then we cut and we're in New York City and Dragon's on the rooftop and he's just looking out over the city, and he's complaining about being in New York City. He's like, I hate being in New York City. He's like, it's a city full of weirdos. I'm like, dude, we know that Chicago's full of these super freaks. It's like, they're kind of weird themselves, man. It's like, I don't know what you're talking about New York City.
Yo pot, meet kettle.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. So, he's there because apparently there's been reports of a giant gargoyle creature that's been snatching up old ladies. And it didn't really say like if they kill, not as right now, it didn't really say like if they kill them, what they're doing with them, but they're kidnapping old ladies as gargoyle creatures are. And, he's like, why me? Why am I here? He's like, why couldn't it have been somebody from Youngblood or Supreme? Why couldn't they be here instead of me? And while we're looking at Dragon and he's looking over the city, we see some figures sneak up behind him. And who are those figures? They are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And they come up behind him and they just start fighting. They just start fighting Dragon. And he takes a couple of hits. He takes a good one from Mikey. It sends him flying. And then Leo comes up and grabs Dragon. And then Raph comes at him to try to attack him, but he hits Leo instead with his sai. Instead, Leo's like, damn, man. He's like, watch where you're hitting. He's like, come on. And I will say, unless you're familiar with these comics, at this time, they are still all wearing red bandanas. Yeah. They're not cartoon looking yet. That'll happen later on in the comic books. So yeah, they're fighting each other, not knowing who it is. And Mikey's getting ready to come at the Dragon again. And the Dragon goes for his big old gun that he's got. And Leo cuts it with his sword. He takes his katana and cuts like the end of it off the barrel. And they're still fighting. Boom, they fall right off the roof of this building. It's no telling how many stories are falling. And they crash into an alley. Dragon looks at me, he's like, look, I'm a cop and you all are under arrest. And the turtle's like, what? Oh, you're that Dragon cop dude from Chicago. He's like, yeah. He's like, suit, because he's wearing his uniform under his jacket, And he's like, oh yeah. It's like, oh yeah, you were sitting here to help fight that gargoyle creature. He's like, yeah, that's what we're here for. We're trying to help figure out what's going on and stop this creature, same as you are. And Dragon's like, look, he's like, I'm here to deal with this creature by myself. He's like, but hey, if you want to help, he's like, that's cool. He's like, you're just going to follow my orders. Like, I'm in command. I'm taking lead on this. And of course, the turtles are kind of like, yeah, whatever. And Mikey and Leo start arguing. And Leo's like, hey, he looks at he start arguing, and he's like, yeah, let's get him. And Leo says, look, it was a mistake. I seen a big guy standing up there. I thought he was a bad guy. I thought he was the gargoyle dude. So what am I going to do? Yeah, I'm going to say, let's get him. And that made me think of the Ghostbusters. Remember in the library when Ray's like, get her, Ray. So, Mikey's calling Leo out on his mistake, and Dragon picks them both up. And he's like, look, I'm a nice guy. He's like, but keep pushing me. And he's like, you were not going to want a spanking from this babysitter. And granted, Dragon's probably what? At least 7 foot, maybe?
At least, yeah.
And the turtles are usually what? I don't know. Were they 6?
I think so. In the movie, at least.
Yeah, in the comics, I don't know. But I would say they're at least almost a foot shorter than Dragon. In the comics, at least. But now, granted, he kind of, the way Eric draws him, he's always kind of hunkered a little bit, too, so.
Yeah, they range from 5 to 6 feet.
5 to 6 feet, okay. I'd say Dragon's at least 6 something to 7, maybe.
Unless it's the Michael Bay stuff.
Oh, Lord, them some guns like 8 foot tall. them gargoyles themselves. So yeah, the turtles, they keep fighting, but, nothing, or, yeah, they keep arguing with each other and stuff. Like, Dragon's like, look, he's like, y'all gonna quit this arguing, quit this fighting, we gotta focus on the gargoyle. So, boom, right out of the blue, here comes a gargoyle, shows up, and they're all trying to attack it, and it's like nothing's working. Nothing is helping, take it down or anything like that. And Dragon looks at him, he's like, look, he's like, get it closer so I can nail it. And the turtle's like, what? He's like, get it closer. And they get it kind of close. He's like, close enough. And he punches it, and it explodes into this millions of pieces of like fine gravel and marble, whatever it's made out of. And they get together after they get done fighting it, and they're like, hey, I don't think this was just a one-time thing. I don't think this gargoyle was like sentient or working on its own. Like, I think somebody's behind this. And Dragon's like, well, look, I came here to fight it. I came here to beat it, and that's what I did. So I'm not going to be hanging around. I'm going to catch the first flight out of here, go back to Chicago. And the turtle's like, but wait, you don't want to help us figure out who's behind all this, who's doing this? He's like, not what I was here for. He said, I was here to beat the gargoyle, and that's what I did. He said, so I'm leaving. So that's how part 1 ends. Basically, he's basically like, deuces, I'm going back to Chicago. You guys deal with whatever else. And then we jump into part 2, and it picks up right where part 1 ended. And Dragon's telling her, like, look, I'm going back to Chicago. My job was to beat the gargoyle creatures. That's what I did. And they just keep talking to him, like, look, dude, we know somebody else had something to do with this. You need to stay and help us. Why can't you stay and help us? And Raph looks at him, and Raph's like, look, you're a cop. How about you protect and serve? And Dragon looks at him, he's like, look, I did my job. I stopped the gargoyle. And I'm like, yeah, I was waiting on Raph. I was waiting on him to say something to him. Because you could kind of see in the first issue, kind of Raph was kind of giving him that look every once in a while, Well,
Raph doesn't put up with shit.
No, that's true. Raph don't put up with shit. So Dragon goes and leaps off the building, and it's like 6 floors down, because Turtle's like, oh, wait, whoa. Okay, he just jumped 6 floors. It's like, okay. Boom, lands right on the street, like right in front of a cab. And he tells the cabbie, he's like, hey, going to the airport. I'm going back to Chicago. And while he is in the cab like that, we see that there's this mysterious woman, and she's in an alley, and basically she's saying, look, I've got to stop these heroes before they ruin my plans. And she's like, very scant, it's the 90s, so she's like kind of scantily clad, dressed in this red-looking outfit, wild-looking kind of hair, almost, not exactly, but almost zealot-looking from Wildcats, kind of.
Yeah,
as far as it's kind of the outfit, and kind of. I was thinking about that. I was like, okay. So she's like, yeah, I got to stop these heroes before they ruin my plans. And she's like, my magic powers, they're not fully restored yet. But what she does have, she does use, and she's using it. It looks like, at first, it looks like she's doing just an earthquake, because the ground starts rumbling underneath the cab that Dragon's in. And basically, he's like, what the hell is going on? And then all of a sudden, boom, another gargoyle bursts out of the ground. So she has summoned or created another gargoyle from beneath the streets to come up through there to attack Dragon. And he's like, yep, something had to happen. I knowed it was going to happen to stop me from going home.
Mm-hmm.
I just knowed it. So Dragon rescues the taxi driver before the creature basically takes one of his big ass feet and just boom, just steps right on Dragon, just stomps right on top of him. Of course, the turtles see this, so they jump down there. They come to help him, and as soon as they get down there toward him, you kind of see in the artwork, you kind of see like the dragon's foot or the gargoyle's foot kind of lift up, kind of a little shaky, wavy lines like or whatever. And basically, Dragon, he just heaves the gargoyle, lifts it up, and he throws it into a Con Ed facility. And Con Ed is kind of like the power company or whatever. It's in New York City, kind of like here in Tennessee, what Holston Electric would be, I guess.
Okay.
I think I looked it up. I think that's what it is. It's like the big electrical company that provides electricity to the city or something. And he throws it in there, and there's sparks flying and everything. Fire starts burning, and the turtles look at Dragon like, I don't think Con Ed's going to be too happy about that. And Dragon's like, bill me. He's like, just tell him to bill me. He's like, whatever. So a little bit later, the police show up, and they try to arrest Dragon. Of course, the turtles are vanishing, because I guess that's still at the point in this comic book, the turtles are still kind of an enigma to the cops. I mean, they may know of them. I don't know. I never read the rest of the comics except for the first issue that we covered, so you might know more about that than I do. So the turtles vanish, and of course, Dragon, and again, he's a little tattered, but he still has his Chicago PD uniform on.
We gotta show off that chest.
He does. He does gotta show that chest off.
It's
the 90s image, man.
That's what I was gonna say.
Even though this is the Mirage part of it, it's still the 90s, So Dragon's like, hey, look, I'm a cop, and, I'm from Chicago, and I was brought in to take down the gargoyle creature. And the cop says, oh, yeah. We were told that you were going to come in and help us take down this creature. He's like, hey, let me take you over to the 13th precinct, talk to my captain. So the Dragon goes with the cop to the 13th precinct, talks to the captain, and he basically says, look, he's like, oh, who we got here? The Jolly Green Giant or Godzilla's cousin? I'm like, ha. It's like Godzilla. And so Dragon kind of gives him that look or whatever. And he's like, look, who I am. He tells him he's the Dragon from Chicago and why he's there. And he's like, yeah, I know. I was told you were going to come here and help. He's like, but you need to understand. He's like, I am calling the shots. This is my precinct. I'm the captain. Yeah, you're here to help, but you do what I say. And Dragon's like, okay. He's like, okay. So the captain hands him the case file of all the older ladies that's been captured, and disappeared by the gargoyles. And, of course, it just shows Dragon. He's reading the case file and everything. It's a pretty thick one, too. So we don't know exactly how many old ladies have been captured, but it must be quite a bit, though. Must be quite a bit. Them poor ladies.
What a weird crime.
It is. It's odd. We'll find out why here in a minute, but it is a little weird.
This is Jack the Ripper's. He's returned.
He's returned.
Just for the Gmails.
Yeah, exactly. So meanwhile, while Dragon is at the 13th precinct, says shows the turtles are in the sewers, and then they're kind of just looking around, investigating, and then they see the lady, and they start to follow her, and they go up through a manhole cover, and they find themselves at the main branch of the public library. Again, reminds me of the library in Ghostbusters because they were in New York as well.
Yep.
And you have the lions that were in the movie at the library that's in the comic here. The woman introduces herself.
I think, yeah, those are actually there. I've been there.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, you went there. Yeah, you went there.
About that.
I was going to say, you went there on what, like 2 vacations ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like all I do is go on vacation.
Hey, man, enjoy life, man. Enjoy life. So they get up to the manhole cover and like, oh, hey, the library. And the woman introduces herself as, I'm probably going to, this is going to be bad. Is it Verasso or Virago? I can't even read my own writing. Virago, I think it is. Or Virago, I can't pronounce it. And apparently, if I read this right, she was created specifically for this crossover.
Oh, wow.
By Eric Larsen. He created her character.
That's actually pretty cool.
For this. Yeah. I was like, do you still own this character, I wonder? And she showed up in Dragon in like 300 issues that Dragon's got so far. And she happens to bring those one of the lion statues to life to attack the turtles. And we go back to the 13th precinct. The captain gets a call about the library fight, and Dragon says, "I'll handle it." And the captain says, he's like, "You got 1 hour to take care of this by yourself." And he's like, "It's all the time I'll need, man. I don't need no more." So he goes off to help the turtles fight. And we go back to see the turtles are fighting the lion. And Raph takes a parking meter and he whacks it. And boom, it breaks it. So when they're brought back to life, they're definitely not imbued with any kind of extra strength and vulnerability. They will still, be destroyed. I won't say easily, because the turtles are superpowered, so is Dragon. But they're still just stone. So they can still be destroyed pretty easily. It's like they're not given any extra powers by her, other than just life.
They're still fragile.
Yeah, they are. But again, it would take a superpowered person like the turtles or Dragon to do that damage. Like
the
one
turtles
strike.
aren't superpowered. They're just ninjas.
Yeah, but you got to think about it though, man. They're definitely at least the strength of a few normal human men. I mean, for him to take a parking meter and whack at this huge lion statue and shatter it into pieces, he's got to have some pretty good strength, I would think. I don't think me and you could do that.
Well, no.
But, I've always thought that, even though I know it's never been said probably, I've always felt like the turtles were at a slightly stronger level than just normal humans are. Maybe not Superman strength, of course, but somewhere up a little bit,
like Batman.
Stronger than Batman, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, those are bold words, man.
But yeah. So Raph just takes that parking meter, basically rips it out of the damn ground, takes and just whacks that line, and he just busts into pieces. And then he looks at it, he's like, I still had 10 minutes left on the meter. And I think he puts it back in the ground. So, God, I can't tell if I've made it an S or a G. We'll say Verasso. Verasso, she brought the other lion to life, and she's riding it, and she's trying to get away. And try to get away from him because her power is starting to dwindle. Dragon shows up. Boom. He punches the other lion statue and he destroys it just the way it just crumbles. And Leo looks at me and is like, "Hey, nice punch." But Dragon looks, he says, "Thank you, Donatello." I'm like, ha. I know where this joke's going. And then there's another statue, almost like, I guess like Atlas holding the world kind of statue, that's out there too. Well, it comes to life. She's, just doing whatever she can to stall Dragon and the turtles from catching her. So that statue attacks them. Dragon destroys Hit. He basically punches Hit and destroys Hit. And then Dragon mistakes Donatello for Raphael, saying, he's like, "Hey, he says, what does he say? I think somebody compliments him again for destroying the other line, and he says, 'Thanks, Raphael.' And then Donnie's like, 'You're welcome, but I'm Donatello.'" And then Dragon looks at him, like, "You guys ever consider putting like your initials on your belts or color coding your stuff, And I'm just like, Yep. I was like, hell yeah. I was like, we got that joke in there. He's like, "You are impossible for me to tell apart." And be truthful with you, unless you look and because like Donnie and Leo have the straps across their shoulders and their weapons on their back. There was a couple of times I could not tell Mikey or Raph from each other.
Well, that's kind of their thing.
Yeah, even when they drew them, I was like, okay, I know Leo and Donnie because I can see the straps over their chest plus the sword and the bow staff. But Mikey and Raph, I'm just like, I don't know which one that is. I'm not for sure which one that is. Unless they would speak and they would say their names, I wouldn't know. So Verasso runs away, saying that the attack has drained what remaining powers that she's had. And she just keeps trying to run. And of course, Dragon and Turtles, they give chase, and Dragon basically catches up to her, and he looks at her, like he gets right nose to nose, looks at her, basically points at her. He's like, "Don't even think about it." And she's just kind of like, "Oh, okay," kind of that gulp, like, "Oh shit, okay, I know I'm beat, I don't have any powers, I know I'm beat." So the police show up, and they arrest her, and they're asking Dragon, is like, "Hey, do you think the reason she was kidnapping those old women was because they were what gave her powers?" And Dragon's like, "I don't know, maybe." And it really doesn't tell you that, but I guess that probably does make sense that she was kidnapping these women and kind of draining them maybe of life essence to give her abilities.
You'd think you'd pick the younger women.
You would think so. Yeah, because they would be more vital, more youthful and energy and stuff like that. But that's what I took from it. Like I said, not unless the other crossover says something about this one, but it doesn't really ever say in this that I could find anywhere. That's what I took from it. That's why she was kidnapping these women. But yeah, it don't make sense when they're granted, it didn't give age. It just said older ladies. So
they're probably like 32.
yeah. Eric Larson's like, damn, 32, that's an old lady, So yeah, the cop tells Dragon, we're at the end. Cop looks at Dragon. He's like, hey, thank you, man. He's like, you did a really good job. You helped us out. You stopped this crazy lady. And again, it never even says what's happened to the women. I assume may have died. They never say if they ever rescued them or found them or anything. But he's like, yeah, well, thank you so much. You did a good job. You helped us defeat those gargoyle creatures. You helped us stop the woman that was behind it all. She's going to go away for a good long time. And you see the turtles, they're up on the rooftop and they're looking down as the cop's talking to Dragon on the street. And you see Dragon kind of cock his head back and look up, but not really giving away a position. But he kind of cocks his head back and looks up, and he's like, hey, I can't take all the credit for it, man. He's like, I had some help. And the cop's like, help? Who helped you? He's like, just some locals. He's like, I had help from some locals. And again, I say here because I don't know which one it was. It was either Raph or Mikey. Because again, you can see Donnie and Leo. You know which one of them is. But it's Raph or Mikey, one or the other, because all four of them are standing up there. And they look at each other and they kind of look at Dragon like, damn right. We helped you out, bro. We helped you out. And that's how it ends. It was a short and sweet little two-parter there. I liked it. I really liked it.
There was nothing that came after that?
There is another two-parter that came out.
See, I read that first. I'm like, there's got to be more of the story than this. And then I read the first part.
Yeah.
I'm like,
not in Dragon. I know it's either, because I've only got like 25 issues of Dragon. I know in issue 3, because this is issue 2. Issue 3 or 4, he comes back to Chicago and he says he was in New York, but he doesn't mention the turtles, I don't think. So at least, I have to reread them again, but I think at least in the first 25 issues, I don't think he says anything. But I do know that they did do another crossover, and I think the second one is the first part is somewhere in the 20s in Savage Dragon comic book. And then the second one is another one of these like one-shot Mirage books that they did. I'm going to pick it up because I read about it, and the story's a little bit better than what this one was, but I forgot what the details are of it. In issue 22, where it's the second crossover, he may say, damn, I'm back here again, or something like that. I don't know. I don't own that issue yet. I'll have to actually pick that up. I'm missing that one in 23, I think. So I had to pick those up eventually anyway. So I'll let you know when, and we'll cover that one too. And see how that one goes.
All right, well, my only complaint is it felt like...
Because I didn't tell you the order.
Okay.
That hurt you a little bit,
2 complaints.
Yeah.
That messed it up. But
yeah, I know. I apologize.
Even after that, I felt like it was too short. And that's weird coming from me. Usually I don't like very long things, but it felt like it needed a better resolve.
Yeah, it did feel short. Kind of one of the reasons I picked it too, because where we had went through with From Hell, I kind of thought.
Yeah. It's perfect for this, but
it's a good little story, but it is very compact. I think it's very quick.
Yeah, it's not like a lot of heavy reading either.
No, not really. No,
it was written good. It was drawn good.
Yeah, like I said, Eric did all the artwork, of course, because he owns Dragon, and then Michael Dooney did the artwork and I think he did most of the writing. I think it said Eric did the script outline, so he helped with continue the story. That I guess they both worked together on the storyline wise. But yeah, Eric drew everything in, of course, the Dragon book, and then Dooney drew everything in the Turtle one shot. Which again, I got to give it to Dooney, man. I really liked his artwork. I really did. I don't know how. I didn't look him up long, and I apologize about that. I think he worked on the Turtle comics for a little while. Yeah, man, his artwork's just a little bit better than Larsen's. It's a little bit better. I like the way he drew Dragon a little bit more than I like the way Larsen drew Dragon. So
that's one thing the Ninja Turtles comics have always found, like, really good artists.
Yeah, And like I said, other than, the common thing that a lot of people probably have problems with, me not being able to tell a couple of them apart, overall, dude, I liked it. It's short, but I like it. The other one may be short too. I don't know, but we'll find out when I get that one. We'll cover that one too.
How much did these run you?
This actually, the part 2, I picked up over here at Cooper's that I told you about over here in Morristown for like $2.
Okay.
And the one shot I picked up at a comic store, at a toy show in Greenville back in August, and the guy had hit for, I think, like $3, if I'm not mistaken. I found hit, and I'm like, hell yeah, finishes my crossover.
You got a good deal, because one of them, the cheapest I see, is $6, and the other one is $11.
Okay, hell yeah.
So,
Yeah. I don't remember what the other one is, the second crossover. I looked on my comic shop. I think one of them's going to be, I think, $6, and the other one might be a little bit cheaper, but I'm still going. I'll still pick it up either way.
You need it for your collection.
I do. Like I said, I'm missing like 22 or 23 of Dragon. I at least want the first 25 of those, and plus I can then get the other one shot for the other crossovers. So
yeah, if you're a fan of Savage Dragon, I say pick it up. Turtles, you can go either way, but you're not going to be disappointed.
No, it's a fun crossover. I like it. I liked it a lot.
But yeah, all right. So we got in a audio submission.
We did, yeah, from Derrick from Bad Movies, Worst People. We put out there if anybody had any history or favorite, Ninja Turtle or childhood story or anything like that, if they wanted to share it with us. And he contacted us with a little audio submission.
All right, let's check it out.
All right.
Hello, fellow geeks with beards. Hello, Dan and Sean. This is Derrick from Bad Movies, Worst People. Dan had asked for some history, memories, whatever, with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was my jam growing up. I had, I think, almost every episode on tape back when they gave you you got the VHS tapes that had like 3 or 4 episodes on it max. So you had to have like 40 tapes to have the show. I had all that. I constantly watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I played the crap out of the games, especially Turtles in Time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was like my childhood. It's one of the first movies I remember seeing in theaters. The original one, maybe it was the second one I saw in theaters, actually. The original one, I might have been too young, but I watched the crap out of the original one as well. I even had the Pizza Hut coming out of their shells cassette tape that had the coming out of their shells like live tour where it was just dudes in bad animatronic suits playing really bad 80s fart rock. And I mean, I could sing one of the songs for you, at least one song right now, except for I can't sing, so I'm not going to do that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is why I loved Vanilla Ice when I was a kid. I didn't know anything about Ice Ice Baby because my parents didn't listen to that kind of music, and I was too young to have my own taste in music. But you better believe I knew Ninja Rap and had that shit memorized. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is amazing. It always has been. There's been some crap over the years, in my opinion. Those Michael Bay movies are terrible. I still haven't seen the new animated one, but I hear it's great. I look forward to watching it eventually. But I even, a few years ago, I think it was Dynamite or Boom, something with explosions, some comic book company. You guys would know better. That's your specialty. I don't remember who made it, but they had their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series that they started doing. And I started buying those books. I waited. I got the hardcovers, but like I started buying those books because it's like you're taking the campy 80s, like kind of over the top cartoony cheese part of it and combining it with the original like Eastman and Laird, like dark kind of Daredevil riff going on. So it's like this, dark sci-fi kind of messed up, twisted storyline with like death and all these things going on, but then you've also got a fox person running around and an immortal Japanese guy wearing fucking shredder armor. Like I just absolutely have always been in love with it. And Dan told me you guys were doing this crossover. It's Savage Dragon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I didn't even know existed, so I might need to check that out. But yeah, I had to jump on. I had to take the opportunity to at least just pour a little bit of verbal diarrhea about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I can't even think of like specific history things because it's just so ingrained in who I am. I bought the Umbrella Blu-ray of the trilogy that came with like a scratch and sniff for the first movie, which I haven't gotten to yet because I've been saving it for an episode for my podcast. And then they recently announced Arrow is putting out a 4K of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy, and I bought that too because I'm insane. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were like integral to my entire childhood growing up, and even more so than other stuff I was obsessed with as a kid, like the Power Rangers and stuff like that. It was just all day long. If I wasn't playing Super Nintendo or Nintendo, I had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles VHS tape in my VCR, and I was watching the same episodes that I had watched 100 times before, and I would watch 100 times again. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles rules and always will. And hey, if you feel like leaving this in, don't forget to check us out at Bad Movies, Worst People, which is a great podcast where we talk about movies that might be considered bad. And if you look at our list and see something you love, don't get mad because we probably loved it too, unless it's Godzilla 98. So check out badmoviesworstpeople.com and keep listening to these guys because they rule.
Well, thank you, Derrick. That was awesome. I feel like me and you are probably the same age because I had almost the exact same.
Yesterday was Derrick's birthday, the 18th of November. He just turned 40 years old. Yeah.
Well, cowabunga, happy birthday, man.
Yeah. And, dude, we'll leave every bit of that in. We appreciate that, man. And, yeah, Godzilla 98 sucks. But
listen, you all suck. I liked it. I don't know how it holds up today.
It's okay. It's okay. You know,
I liked it back
Matthew
then.
Broderick and his damn worms.
To be fair, it was the first Godzilla movie I ever watched, too.
I get that. And that always holds a place in your heart, man. I totally understand that. And while we were listening to this, I was looking at Sean. We were talking for a minute. You were talking about the comic books, and I believe it's IDW.
Yeah.
Right?
If you're talking about Alopex, the Fox in there, and that, the IDW run is a perfect run. It's by far probably my favorite run besides the original.
Yeah, because you got the whole first run they did, and then are you still picking up the second run?
I've grabbed everything IDW has put out Ninja Turtle wise.
Yeah, Sean, I've not read any of the IDW stuff, but Sean praises it very, very highly.
Yeah, I mean, I still got to finish them, but I think I'm at like 118 reading them, and it goes up to 150.
Yeah, that's right. The first
the 100th issue, but I about cried at that one.
Mm.
It was great.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Derrick, there was a second one. Like if you listen to our episode earlier, there is a second Savage Dragon Ninja Turtles crossover that I'm going to pick up, and we're going to be doing it sometime in the future once I get a hold of it. So.
And we love verbal diarrhea. It goes along with our normal diarrhea.
If you listen to this show, I'm full of verbal diarrhea sometimes.
There's just shit everywhere.
You're just like, yeah. But yeah, for sure, everybody out there, please check out Derrick, Jack, and Whitney over at Bad People Worst Movies. It's a great podcast. If you don't laugh every episode you listen to, then you ain't alive, because those people are some funny fucking people to listen to, man, and they do a great job on covering these movies.
You've been on there too, haven't you?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna try. I'm wanting to try to jump on maybe sometime. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'd love to get on there and talk to those guys. They're great people, and like you said, I feel like they're kind of our people in different ways. You know what I'm saying? So they're great people.
And you mentioned Turtles in Time. I'm like, oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Derrick, man, him and Jack, I know for sure, are comic book guys. They're very heavy Star Wars guys, so boom, there you go.
Yep.
You're a very heavy Star Wars guy yourself. So, yeah, and also, I was telling Sean, also check out their other podcast that Derrick and Jack does. I probably get this wrong, guys, and I apologize, but I think it's called Han Took Shots First, and it's a podcast solely about Star Wars. And if I'm not mistaken, they said they're going in chronological order. I know as of right now, they're on season 1 of Book of Boba Fett. Is what we're on right now.
Well, I would definitely check that one out.
Yes, for sure.
All right, so I got one thing. I asked on Facebook who everybody's favorite Ninja Turtle was.
Mm-hmm.
So we got your dumb answer of Leo.
You shut up, Leo.
He's a great leader, whatever.
He's a great leader.
All right, we got Shredder, Michelangelo, Donatello, Michelangelo. Raphael, Leo, Donatello, Raph, Leo, Raph, Mikey, Leonardo. This girl sent me a picture of her Splinter tattoo. I was like, holy shit.
Oh, that's cool.
And her siblings all have the turtles.
Oh, that is very cool. That is very cool.
Raphael, Michelangelo, Mikey, Leonardo, Ronan. I was like,
It's Mikey.
I guess we'll count it.
Yeah, it's fine. It's Michelangelo. It's fine, yeah.
Mikey and Mikey.
I think Mikey won. I think Mikey might have won. Which he's always been the popular one for a lot of people, I feel, because he's the young one. He's the kind of devil-may-care attitude in a way, I think. So
I think it was either Mikey or Raph first, and then...
Yeah, and then Leo and
Leo.
Donnie. Poor Donnie. Bless Donnie's heart.
I like Donnie. He's my second
Donnie's
favorite.
very cool. Being a nerdy kid in school and stuff, when I used to watch the cartoon, I definitely identify with Donnie a lot for sure, because he was kind of the nerdy... Well, he is the nerdy of the four guys, so...
Yeah, mine would go Raph, Donnie, Michelangelo, Leonardo, of the four.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
If I could take out Leonardo, I would.
You hush your mouth.
I'll put Slash in there instead.
Metalhead.
Metalhead.
You put Metalhead in there. All right, guys, that will wrap it up for our Savage Dragon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover episode. But next time, we're going to jump back in time to early Marvel once again, and we're going to jump back into 1962, and we're going to cover the Incredible Hulk #1.
Sweet.
This is what they did. I forgot how many years ago it was. The Marvel Masterworks collections they did. I actually found this at Walmart for $7. It's a hardcover. It's the fourth printing from 2023, I believe. And it contains the first 6 issues of Incredible Hulk, which is the first series. Then it got canceled. Mm-hmm. So yeah, for $7, I'm like, I'm not passing this up.
No.
So I picked it up, and we're going to cover the very first issue of the Incredible Hulk from 1962 next time. And this will technically, when I first picked it up, was my first time read, because of course I've never read any of these older comics. And it's pretty cool reading the very first issue of Incredible Hulk. I hope you enjoy it too, man. I think you'll like it a lot.
I'm excited for this one.
Get to see Hulk as Gray to start out with before eventually they morph him into green. You know?
I think it was something to do with the color of the ink.
It did. It was hard to do green at the time, but I think by issue, because I flipped through it, I've only read the first issue, but I flipped through a couple. I think by issue 2, he's green. 2 or 3, they've got the green down by then. I think it's just the first issue.
Was that a Kirby one too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All but issue 6. Somebody else stepped in for 6, I believe it said. But Stan wrote all 6. And I think Kirby just did 5 of them. I'll look it up again and make sure, and we'll talk about it on the episode.
He's probably doing one of the other books too and probably couldn't do it.
Yeah, I'll look it up for sure and make sure I'm not lying to you all. And we'll talk about it on the episode. But until then, if you want to reach us,
before that,
okay,
you did guest on a podcast that dropped today.
I did. I forgot about that. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it dropped. Well, technically, yesterday or today one is Movie Smash. I guessed it on there. We talked about Gotham by Gaslight. It's a 19th century kind of Victorian era Batman against Jack the Ripper animated movie. Now, I've never read the comic book, but we
need to add that to next year's list.
We did discuss the comic a little bit, or Jeremy discussed the comic because he actually knew the comic. I have never read the comic. And this was actually the first time watching the animated film, too, when they asked me to come on there. The movie's good. It definitely changes a lot from the source material, but not in a bad way.
Cool.
Like, the reveal of who the Ripper is blew my mind. Watching the movie, I'm like, whoa. I'm like, okay, cool. So,
It was Alfred.
No, it wasn't Alfred. Funny thing, which I want you to go listen to the episode.
Was you like a grape?
Yes. Please go listen to the episode, but the gentleman who voiced Alfred in this movie, I don't know his real name, but he was Giles in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, that's cool.
TV series, yeah. That actor. And also in
Repo.
Yeah, Repo, yeah.
One of the best movies of all time.
Damn, that movie's so good. I just rewatched it like 3 days ago.
It's great.
It's so good, man. So good. So, yeah.
All right.
So now we do all the housekeeping stuff. If you want to reach us, we have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram. We also have an email, geekswithbeardspod@gmail.com, where, like Derrick, you can send us in a audio submission for anything that you would want us to talk about. Or text or questions about something that we've covered. We also have a YouTube channel where all of our audio episodes go up for your listening pleasure. We also have toy videos up.
Oh, and I just uploaded. I didn't even tell you yet. Your comic corner.
That's right. Yeah, people, we're going to do a little thing. Now, I don't know what time frame this stuff's going to be coming out, but we wanted to do a little supplemental stuff every once in a while. And it's a little solo thing that I'm doing, but it's for us, the Geeks with Beard podcast, and our channel. But it's Dan's Comic Corner, and basically it's just me sitting down for anywhere from 3, 6, 7 minutes talking about the current new comic books that I'm collecting and that I like. Not to say we won't cover them on here sometime, but it's as of right now, it's just going to be the little supplemental thing that I'm doing right now for us.
It's cool because you get to see the cover and you kind of flip through the art and talk about it.
Yeah, I'm doing it at home on my cell phone camera, so there is a little glare and stuff here and there, but I think they came out really good.
Yeah. I
did 2 of them. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I did 2 of them to kind of get them out there like that. I'm going to do a couple more soon because, like I said, I'm getting some new books today. So I might do a couple more within the next few days and send them to Sean, but look for those. Those will be...
do that Robert Kirkman book.
Oh, the Transformer one.
Yep,
yeah.
That'd be a good one.
So look for that. That'll be on our YouTube channel. It's going to be just do the video only on YouTube probably. It makes sense because I'm showing the book, so it'd be best just to do that.
Yeah.
So that'll be a YouTube exclusive. Those will be YouTube exclusives, Dan's Comic Corner. So that's a cool thing. So please get on YouTube, like and subscribe, thumbs up. All the platforms, Spotify, Podbean, Apple, all those, please give us 5 stars. Or hey, if you don't think we deserve 5 stars, give us what you think we deserve and let us know why.
No. That's not how that works.
That's not how it works.
Give us 5 stars and tell us we suck.
Okay, that's fine.
Tell us why we suck.
Tell us why
but still
we
give
suck.
us 5.
Yeah. Okay, sure. But yeah, please. We love all the engagement we have. Thank you so much, Derrick, for engaging with us. We hope we get to hear from you again. We'd love to be able to hear from you again. And so yeah, until next time, guys, when we cover the Incredible Hulk #1 from 1962, we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
If you ever take a trip down to Cobb County, Georgia, you better read the signs, respect the law and order, you'll serve hard times. You'll be serving hard times. You know the big boss man will make you walk the line. You better watch out for him, you'll be serving hard times. He carries a big stick, a ball and chain too. You're looking for trouble, he'll be coming after you. You'll serve hard times.
Geeks with beards.